CC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we're going to learn how to do a 3D puff stitch. This is a really cool looking stitch, and while it looks difficult, it's really not. So let's get into our materials. Please don't forget to hit that bell below so that you can receive notifications about my video, and please also share wherever you can. It helps so much. Thanks a bunch. Okay, so today what I'm using is 4-weight worsted weight yarn. You can use any yarn you want for this stitch. It's just what I'm using. These are just some scraps that I have. And the way I'm going to teach you how to do this is you change colors with every row. And when you change colors, it leaves a piece behind because you're working this way and then you're starting down here. However, if you did not want to change colors, this pattern would also look beautiful with a variegated yarn. So you can do that if you don't want to have to work in all these ends. If it frustrates you, believe me, I understand. If you're going to make a big project with this, then yes, I would use the variegated yarn for that. So as far as ideas, people, sometimes when I do stitch videos, it's where you're just teaching a stitch, people are like, but what can I do with it? So some ideas I have for this is, first of all, you could make a beautiful blanket, but a lot of people will look at this and say, oh, it's a yarn eater. And it is a little bit of a yarn eater, but the thing is that it's just gorgeous. So it's just up to you as to what you want to make, but it would make a beautiful purse. So many things you could make with this. You could use a stiffer yarn, hold it in place and make a basket out of it. I mean, it's just, you know, you can use anything you want with it. Okay. And I'm also using a 3.75 millimeter hook. I don't know why my camera is not focusing, if you want to go bigger with a hook, just remember you need to make sure that your yarn coincides with that. Although, for instance, I'm using a way smaller hook with this yarn. I just think that a smaller hook works best with this stitch. So these are just my pointers, but you can try any yarn and any hook that you choose. Okay, so let's get into the tutorial. And this is done in multiples of 26 plus 3. All right, so let's do that. Let's chain 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 24, 25, and 26. Then I'm going to hold my thumb right here and I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to put a double crochet in the 4th chain from my hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, right where my thumb was, is where I'm going to put a double crochet. And so technically now we have 2 double crochets because when we turned, going into that 4th chain made our first double crochet. Now I say this in all of my videos and I'll reiterate it in this one. If you are not familiar with crochet and you're new to my channel and you want to learn these stitches, I'm going to leave a video in the description box below that I made, and it's specifically for brand new crocheters. In other words, you don't know how to hold a hook, you need help with stitches, those kind of things. So check that out. But anyway, so now we have our 2 double crochets and we're just going to keep double crocheting all the way down. And when you get to the end, you should have 27. Okay, so now we have our 27 double crochets, and now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to turn our work. That chain of 3 counts as our first double crochet right over this one, okay? So you're going to go into your next stitch and put a double crochet, go into the next and put a double crochet, and then go into the next and put a double crochet. So technically, that's 4 double crochets. Okay, including the chain of 3. Then what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2, skip 1, and double crochet into the next stitch. And again, you're going to chain 2, skip 1, and double crochet into the next stitch. And again, chain 2, skip 1, double crochet into the next stitch. So just keep doing that all the way down until you get closer to the end, until you have 4 stitches left, because you're going to repeat what you did over here. And then I'll meet you back up again. Okay, so I've chained 2, and then I'm going to skip this one, and then in this next one, I'm going to put a double crochet. But this is where I'm going to do my 4, okay? So I'll skip this one, go into the next, do 1 double crochet, do another double crochet, another one, and then remember, if you need to, turn your work on your side if it doesn't look like you have another stitch. Because if you're looking from this head on, it would really look like you might not have another stitch here at the end. And this is what I see most often in crochet groups and people who are newer to crochet and they're having trouble, or even people who've been crocheting for a long time can miss this stitch, keep going, and then you're making a weird like triangle, or it's going off to the side of one way or the other. So just remember, turn your work on its side and that'll let you see that you still have a stitch left. So just make sure that you go to the top of this chain of 3 here, right at the very top, and work a double crochet. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So we have 4 double crochets on each end, and then we have these double crochets, chain 2s in the middle here all the way down. Okay, so now you're going to chain 3, turn your work, that counts as your double crochet right here. Then you're going to go into your next stitch and put a double crochet, go into your next stitch and put a double crochet, and then go into the next and put a double crochet. So technically, counting that chain of 3, again, you have 4 double crochets. And this is where we get into the fun part. We're going to be working around this double crochet right here. The one thing I want you to remember is you're going to chain 2 between each of these stitches. So chain 2, turn your work on its side like this so it's easier to work around this double crochet post. Okay, so we're going to be working around this one right here. So if I look at it this way, this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to turn it on its side and then fold it like that so I can work right underneath it, okay? You don't have to do that. You can work this way if you want, but this will make it a lot easier. So working around this one right here, I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to yarn over. This loop is still on my hook. I'm going to go around this post, pull up once, yarn over, go in, pull up twice, yarn over, go in, pull up 3 times, and again 4, and again 5, and again 6, and again 7, and again 8. Okay, so we've got all these loops on our hook. And now what you're going to do, is you're going to yarn over your working yarn right here. Working yarn meaning the yarn across your finger or wherever you hold it. And we're going to pull it through the first 2 loops. Now, this can be a little bit difficult, so just move it across if you have to so you can see. But you're just going to yarn over, go through those first 2 loops. Then you're going to yarn over, go through this, go through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, go through there again, go through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, go through the next 2. And again, and again. Okay, and then you're left with these 2 right here on your hook. Yarn over, go through both of those. And see, you've made this beautiful 3D puff stitch. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like a little, or shell, I'm sorry, shell stitch. It's like a little shell that pokes out. Okay, then you're going to chain 2. Remember, in between everything you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work into the top of this stitch right here, and you're just going to put a double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2 again, and you're going to put a double crochet on the top of this double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work another 3D shell stitch. Okay, so I'm turning my work on its side because I'm working around this post here. And again, I'm going to yarn over, go around this post, pull up once, yarn over twice, yarn over 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And as you can see, I'm trying to keep these similar in size, and I'm trying to keep them pretty long so that they're very noticeable. Okay, so again, I'm going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, go through my loop and my next 2, yarn over through the loop, the next 2. Just keep doing that all the way down. You're left with these 2 loops right here, and go through those 2 and then chain 2 again. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So then you're going to, after you chain 2, go into the top of this double crochet and put a double crochet. That's the next double crochet after your shell stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, go on the top of this one, then chain 2 again. And now you're going to be again making another stitch, a puff shell here. So turn it on its side like this, yarn over, go around this post, pull up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then again you're going to yarn over, go through the first 2, go through the loop on your hook, go through the next 2, go through the loop on your hook, go through the next 2, and again, working through 2s here, and then you've got the last 2 here, go through those. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. And then you're going to chain 2, put a double crochet on the top of this one, chain 2, a double crochet on the top of the next, then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work your 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and just remember to turn it on its side if you need to, but make sure you get in the top of this chain of 3, and this will be our 4th double crochet. Okay, so at this point, if you're not using a variegated yarn, you are going to have to cut off. So I'm going to cut off there, leaving enough room to work in my yarn, pull through, pull tight. Okay, so then I'm going to add my white yarn just so y'all can see the difference in colors here. So now we're going to bring in this yarn, and we're going to bring it right over here on this side, on the top of this chain of 3 right here. We're going to pull in this white yarn. So I'm going to pull in my white yarn, leaving enough in the back to either work over or work in later. I'm going to pull that in just like that, and then I'm going to chain 3. So after I chain 3, I'm going to put a double crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put a double crochet on the top of this stitch right here, this puff stitch right here, or shell stitch, excuse me. Put a double crochet right there. Then I'm going to chain 2, and then right beside this shell stitch, right into this post, I'm going to work another shell stitch. So I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to yarn over, go through that post, pull up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then just like we did before, we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, go through the loop, and go through your next 2. And depending upon what yarn you use, it's going to be hard to see these. So like I said, you can spread them out with your finger on the hook there. Cotton yarn would be the hardest. Okay, and through those last 2, and then you're going to chain 2. You're going to double crochet onto the top of this double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to double crochet on the top of this shell stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work another shell stitch right here around this post. So turn it on its side, and again, yarn over, go through, pull up. 1, 2, 3 times, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then just like before, you're going to work through 2 at a time. And you've got these last 2 loops, go through both of those. Then you're going to chain 2. Then you're going to double crochet on the top of the next double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2 again, double crochet on the top of this shell stitch, chain 2, and then you're going to work a shell right here, okay? So turn your work on its side, and just like we've been doing, we're going to do a shell stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Then you're going to yarn over and go through 2. Yarn over, go through the loop, go through 2. Just continue doing that. Okay, and you've got these last 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through both of those. Then you're going to chain 2. You're going to double crochet into your next double crochet there, previous double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to work your last 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and that's it. That's exactly how you do it. And you just keep going and you keep bringing in different colors, or if you're using a variegated yarn, you can do that. In the next row, you're going to be working this pink row up here. So after you double crocheted your 4, you're going to be working on top of this one. So you would be doing a puff right over there, and then right here, and then right here. And then in the next one, you would be doing one right here, right here, right here. So you just keep alternating as you go. I hope you like this. I thought it was actually pretty easy, but it's one of those things like they say it looks so difficult, but it's really not. But if you have any questions, or you are finding it difficult for you, please don't hesitate to ask. You can find me in the description box below. You'll find an Instagram, you'll find a Gmail, you'll find TikTok, you'll find Facebook, and of course you can obviously comment below on YouTube, but not everybody feels comfortable with that, which I totally understand. So you can just find me anywhere and I will answer eventually, and I will help you out. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you again soon. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.